All right, here we go. LearnH2L against Pengy. A couple top ace users here. And of course, it's the same deck for LearnH2L. But he's actually switched out one unit. He's switched out the Butterfly for the Stinger. Over on the other side for Pengy, we have the Scorpion. We have Shocker Crusader, which was a very popular comp. I still use that. It was a very popular comp like a week ago. Looking at the other side, wow! He has Valkyrie and Catbus? That's very cool. I like that. With advanced recall, of course. That is super, super, super cool. I'm going to do that. I'm getting chills right now. That's a great idea. The Catbus is the one thing that could really counter some of these really, really silly, like, destroyer, mortar type comps. So watch, see how Pengy is immediately going up into Starforge tech from 2 bases, and his opponent here, both of them on Scorpions, but his opponent is going into a 3rd base. So you know his opponent here really wants to go for like mortar or destroyer, but if Pengy just goes, like, he can use the advanced recalls, which are just really strong. They'll like help him to win these types of battles very easily, but then just he's gonna instantly tech to tier 3, and on tier 3 the Catbus is going to do amazingly for him, I think. Now, an interesting ad here from LearnH2L, adding in those Hornets to try to get the extra DPS. Too many Scorpions, though, he's going to have to pull back. And realistically, you pull back here as well. This is a little dance that I think these players have been missing, where, like, the closer you get to your opponent's side, you got to think of, like, Roach battles in StarCraft 2, where it's like, okay, yeah, you're winning on your side, but by the time you get to their side, they have a lot more units than you. So, like, when you push them back across, don't fully commit. You gotta like actually pull back, because there's no way they don't have the units, right? You press the button, you get the units. So you gotta think in like theoretically what you should be doing. Anyways, a big engagement here right now. And yeah, it looks like he is gonna have to pull back there. My God, a lot of damage put out. Pengy having to run, losing a ton of units. Yeah, I like what he's doing with the extra Hornets in there. It's really kind of interesting. They don't deal that much damage, but definitely getting better value for that surface area. Now the Scorpion's coming out, and he is just flooding right now, man. See, all of this that we're seeing is actually caused by the fact that he was diving so far across the map. Pengy was. I think that that's an important concept here. If you're going to tech up and your opponent's taking a 3rd, they're going to have like a bigger army than you, right? Like their army is going to get bigger than yours. You're going to have to utilize tech, and he just didn't do that at all. He's only been making Scorpions. Finally does have the Catbuses out though, but only 3 Catbuses. Definitely his opponent here, LearnH2L, can make enough Hornets to hold this off while he waits. But he's actually, like, chasing Scorpions around. He really needs his Hornets hitting the Catbuses, and he needs his Scorpions counterattacking. Because right now, he just lost a 3rd of his economy. Well, not quite. Like, a 4th of his economy. And that's an issue. Like, you can't just give that up. So, LearnH2L going for a little bit of a counterattack. This is what he should have done immediately when he saw the Catbuses. Go for a counterattack, mass Hornets to buy time, and then get into, like, your Dragonflies, which is where he's going now. So let's see if this counterattack can do something, because right now the Catbuses are running him ragged. Now that's okay. 1 Catbus here. You still got to do something, right? You still got to do something. Dude, that's a lot of Catbuses. Holy shit. Okay, he just needs to pop out Dragonflies and try to take a good engage. Like mass Dragonfly plus Hornet. Focus fire. Just make sure you're focus firing. Come on, bring them all. Bring them all. If he can save this base, then he's still okay, I think. Dude, Catbuses are wild against ground. Oh, man. There's like a million units there, but the Dragonfly's adding a ton of damage. Okay, actually targets as he goes by some of the higher tier units, like the mortars, which is kind of nice. Actually turns around because the Dragonflies will just hunt him down anyways. Look at the damage he gets out of these Catbuses, regardless.
All my legs are in recon here.
Really nice. Okay, so he added in some Valkyries. And the Valkyries will blow up the Dragonflies for sure. But with the Hornets here, like, you shouldn't really be out here engaging. You need your ground units with it. Like, if you had those Scorpions with it, that battle looks completely different. Now, Valkyrie Catbus sounds pretty damn good. That sounds like a nice combo, but he's only on one base. So I think LearnH2L is going to be way ahead here. He should be able to close this one out. Dragonfly is being shift queued around the map for a bit of harassment. Gonna kill those workers so quickly here. Yeah, he has his own anti-air here to go with it, but yeah, between the Catbus and the Valkyries, those Hornets not going to do very much. Yeah, kills that natural expansion. Dude, is Pengy really going to take this?
Should we start walking?
All right, trying to actually block this before he loses his entire economy. I don't know that he has enough anti-air. It seems like the Catbus is just going to overwhelm him here. Like, you need some dedicated anti-air against Catbus, or you need to be way ahead. I think those are the only ways it can go.
22 Delta.
Yeah, look at this. The Valkyries come out, really deal a lot of damage to the Dragonflies. Realistically, the Scorpions should be out on the map. Like, if you're just fighting an air battle here, there's no reason for Scorpions to sit around. Like, go counterattack, make him do something else. Oh, shit! Actually, a big mistake there from Pengy. Yeah, you got to make sure your Valks are going to actually attack. Their anti-ground is not that good. They take like 1,000,000 years to kill the core. Yeah, a few recall hunters mixed in there now as well. Kill the entire economy. Shouldn't be any money left in the bank, I don't think. GG. All right. So Pengy ends up taking that game 1. That was kind of a crazy back and forth, but we're getting to the next game. All right, here we go. Game number 2, LearnH2L against Pengy. Let's take a look at these decks. So LearnH2L is switching it up once again. He's going back to Gunbot Wasp. And also, very interestingly, he has this tier 3 flying anti-air unit, which now I forget the name, but it sucks compared to the Valkyrie, in my opinion. He also has the advanced turret in there, and he has the airship in there. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see if he actually gets to utilize that. Every time I've played against those, I've destroyed them with Valkyries, but I think Valkyrie's got like a slight range nerf, so maybe that won't be the case anymore. Looking over at the other side of Pengy. Pengy won. I think he changed too many. I don't know. Wait, no. Maybe he didn't change anything. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But he has double splash units on the Foundry, which is really, really weird. But he is teching up on 2 bases here into that Starforge. We see just a little bit of scuffling right now. Gunbots are like unbelievably good. In the early game, man, they were like really, really strong. I would say second only to Wasps. You have to be very careful. Like, honestly, you shouldn't be on the map with the Scorpions here that we see Pengy doing. There is no reason. Your opponent's faster and has higher DPS, and he already has range units, and he already has melee units. So it's like completely wrong in theory to be out on the map. And in fact, it's not even just in theory, it's just wrong, because who isn't going to have both those units to counter the Scorpions? But you can see he's microing with one hotkey here, where the Wasps are getting pulled back with the Gunbots. You have to use multiple hotkeys in this game. You can get up to, honestly, I could use one hotkey and just all army the whole time and get top ace. But like when you start playing good players, you need multiple hotkeys. Different units move at different speeds and have different micro requirements. So you should not just have it all on one hotkey, which is what we're seeing here. Now, the Scorpions here getting super mega giga trapped. Very well done. And you can see just, he's demolishing them. He's demolishing them. You just should not be on the map. It's a crazy thing to see. Now, comes over, has an airship here. I'm not sure why he's really made the airship, honestly. Now, LearnH2L has gone up to 4 base against 2, by the way. So even though he's taking some damage over here, he's done a good job killing off a lot of Scorpions, and he's going to be way ahead as far as the economy goes. It might take a moment, though. Wow. A lot of damage being dealt by these Scorpions. And now we actually have the Catbus out. Didn't even realize that he was getting up there, but I guess that does make sense since he stayed on the 2 base so long. All right, throws down some pretty heavy, well, heavy turrets, specifically. Heavy turrets are actually pretty good. I don't think the regular turret is very good, but heavy turret seems pretty good. Now, yeah, Scorpions hitting this base, they're going to be able to remove just about all the, just about all the workers. Throws down a couple heavy turrets as well. I don't know how heavy turret does against Catbus, honestly. It might do well. I don't really know. Now, Gunbot's going for a bit of harassment. This is good. This is good. I think sacrificing some units and keeping your opponent kind of back on the defense is going to be a strong play in general right now. Now, the airships are coming in. He gets some Valkyries out. He actually has a lot of Valkyries. He's going to crush those airships. You got to be careful about this. I think we're going to have to see LearnH2L tech up to that. The Bulwark. That's what it's called. The Bulwark. Okay. Now I remember. That tier 3 anti-flying unit. Took me a minute. Took me a minute. Haven't really seen that utilized very much, so I don't know. I don't know what that's going to really look like. Brings his airships up, and oh, they actually do pretty well against the Valkyries here. Hey, look at that. Did a lot better than I thought. Now, he is going to lose this base 100%. The Catbuses are just railing through everything. Dude. The airships, though, are starting to deal a lot of damage here. Oh, man. I don't know. I think you probably should have suicided those onto the natural. Just get somewhere and deal damage with them quickly, because the gunships are just being too efficient here. You're losing, like, 1,000, over 1,000 of each resource with those Catbuses to kill a base that's worth 400. And then, of course, like the lost mining time and stuff. So maybe it's closer than that, but can't be that much more. Standing proud. All right, LearnH2L. Getting up across the map. Yeah, the gunships just crushing. You know, it's funny to see him pop out the Catbuses. GG. It's funny to see him pop out the Catbuses here. Even when there's that many gunships, because I feel like if your opponent's spending a lot on gunships, just make a ton of Valkyries, crush the air, and then go Catbus, and you're in good shape. So once again, we're going to have LearnH2L in the bottom left, and we're going to have Pengy in the top right. Let's take a look at those decks. So LearnH2L, same stuff. Pengy going into a recall-based deck here. Oh, very, very cool. Okay, so a couple things. Like, if there were... well, he does have the Heavy Hunter here, so that's something to note. So he has Heavy Hunter King Crab on that tier 2, a recall base deck, and he does have the heavy turret with the advanced recalls, which is a hilariously strong combo. I ran into Print F on the ladder a lot of times. Print F has a much better record against me than Parting does. And he had that combo of advanced recall plus the heavy turrets. Dude, it's crazy. I showed it on stream a little bit, but you can just kill anything that comes to one of your bases as long as it's not super long range. I do think mortars are still a reasonable counter, but if you go towards mortars, he just goes to Catbus. So this is a really good deck from Pengy. Really good deck. Very cool. I'm actually really enjoying watching what these other guys want to try. All right, so this third base is going to be attacked. 4 bases going up for LearnH2L immediately. Just running around with those wasps. All right, little recall there to push him back. Is he going to lose his third base? Oh, I'm surprised he did that. That's crazy. Well, I guess he ends up getting a fair amount of these, but it's 3 bases mining. There's no way these are going to walk across and kill the third. You can see right now just the spam of units coming out. Gunbot Wasp. He just needs to make sure he engages all together. Like, you can't bleed in like this. And, okay, now he's hitting from both sides, so that's good. And good micro there as well. We see the gunbots up at the top being microed pretty heavily, and the ones at the bottom just kind of standing their ground. But, yeah, he's actually... Advanced recalls coming out now from Pengy. Very nice. The advanced recalls are going to crush here. There's just... This army is really small. You've got to make sure you mass up. You've got to sometimes give up some workers and give up health on one of your bases to be able to get the right army size to engage. There's no sense ever engaging when you're going to lose. It just doesn't make sense. And that's like what we saw there. He was like kind of engaging with these smaller armies where if you just let him almost kill your base and then come in with an overwhelming force, you force him back and you're still on 4 bases. Well, he does retake the 4th, but a 3rd base being taken here by Pengy. Both sides with heavy turrets. Yeah, you've got to get out of here. When they have advanced recalls and you see the recall coming in, you've got to just run. Oh, he brings his whole army back. Damn. Some overkill on the defense there. Now, one thing, I think that this is like a tell that you want to pick up when you're playing against a recall player. If they're sending their entire army to deal with small things, you should split more. Because if you can split and force him to go somewhere and then hit another base, they're going to lose it because the recall countdown is like fast, but it's not that fast. So anytime you see someone doing that, that's a weakness that you should exploit. Okay, now some advanced recalls and regular recalls coming up here to the 4th base here of LearnH2L. He is going for bulwarks. The bulwarks will be interesting here. I don't know how they're going to do against everything, like against heavy turrets, for instance. Bulwarks, I just haven't really used. Like, the first time I used them, they got wrecked, and every time I played against them, they got wrecked. So, I have nothing good to say about them yet. Okay, so the airships are actually doing an okay job here. They're putting damage on, but not that much. They're not great against ground. Well, when you have this many, they might be, though. Now, they recalls and advanced recalls, man, being completely surrounded. He is going to lose this base and probably recall out. There we go. All right, a bunch of recall hunters. Recall hunters, I'm not a huge fan of. They're so slow. Like, their walking is so incredibly slow. Look at this, just targets it down. Doesn't care about the heavy turret even a little bit. Yeah, the airships are going to have to get out of here. You don't want to fight that many recall hunters. I want to see the bulwarks. Let's see them. I want to see what those things look like fighting ground units. There it is. I love his little guns on the side. They look like little flippers. It's like this weird fat fish with its little flippers on the side trying to get through the air slowly. All right, both sides killing a base each, so 2 bases remain on both sides. Dude, this thing's so slow. It's so funny. Hey, it seems to do okay damage. Loses a lot of his workers here, though. LearnH2L in some trouble. A Fisher-Price Millennium Falcon. I love it. Oh, my God. Oh. All right, so we'll see what he ends up doing here with these these bulwarks. Yeah, the airships, he's so heavy on air units right now. I feel like if you get into heavy hunters, you're just going to win this game as Pengy, right? Okay, yeah, dude, that's some sick damage. What? What was that? Why do you do that? There are so many recall hunters here. You really need splash damage. If LearnH2L could get into mortars, it would crush this army so badly. Nothing in this army can do anything against mortars. Like, he really needs to tech to that. I understand he's spent all the way up to advanced Starforge, but these are not the right units for what he's playing against. Not at all. Bulwarks are not that good against this. Dude, that is a million bajillion units for Pengy. And I think he just wins this. All right, excellent kill on that base. You can see how slow they are. This is why everyone uses blink hunters. Recon hunters are like, it's like walking reavers across the map or something, man. It's so slow. So right now, LearnH2L is trying to get up into his mortars, but it might be too little too late. He's trying to micro here, but like, what is there to micro, really? Yeah, it throws down a heavy turret, but that's not going to really do that much. Look, he gets like 2 shots off before it dies. They're so slow, the inevitable wave. And now he's going to go in for the kill. Now, if he can pop out 1,000,000 mortars all at once, who knows? Let's see. Let's see. How close is he to mortars? Let's pull up that... his resources are almost gone as well. Yeah, no, he's screwed. Even, like, his resources are all about to dry up. Yep. At 2 minutes, all the resources go away, so he has nothing else mining. That's going to be it. Pengy going to take down this second best of 3. There's his 2 mortars. Can't expand now. Game's over. But you can see how badly they counter them. You really got to counter units hard in this game. Really important. Catbus on the way. It doesn't matter, though. Pengy's got everything, and we literally have a mortar left, so this is when you would normally give up. Okay, there you go. GG. Pengy takes down the second match of the night.